Hey there, Bleepin' Jeepers, it's Tyler. This week I'm going to show you how to put a thermostat in a Grand Cherokee. This is for the WJ. So, what is that, like 98 to 2004, I think? Anyways, you guys have been asking for a WJ video. The thermostat crapped out in my dad's WJ. So stay tuned, I'm going to show you how to replace that. And hey, let's get started. So the thermostat on a WJ with the 4.7 liter V8 is on the bottom right hand side of the motor. So that's the bottom passenger side of the motor. It's inside this housing right here. This is the lower radiator hose. So we're going to pull this plastic fitting off and the thermostat will be in here. So to start with, we're going to drain the radiator. There's a petcock down here on the driver's side, left side at the bottom. You'll see I've attached a hose to it. And that's just so that when the coolant drains out, it doesn't make such a mess. So that'll go down into my catch can. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that valve, drain all the coolant.
See this valve? Oh, you got it coming.
Yeah, it's coming now. Alright, so there's a couple of, I believe they're 8mm bolts that hold on this thermostat housing. So there's one up here, we're on the top side of the motor right now, and then there's another one down underneath that we'll get out here in just a second. Alright, now we're going to go after this bottom one. Oh, that's loud. And it is an 8mm. Wow. Usually you have to kind of pry those thermostats out, and that one fell right out. So maybe that really was the problem. Okay, so here I've got the new thermostat next to the old one that came out. And you'll notice the old one had a little tab on the gasket next to this check ball. And that tab is to index this check ball in the system. It's important you get that check ball in the correct position in the housing. This new thermostat, instead of a check ball, it's got this little thing, which is okay, but it does not have that indexing notch on the gasket. So we picked up this replacement, this is a Felpro gasket, and it was only a couple of bucks, but you'll see it's got that little indexing notch on it. So we're going to switch out this gasket for this one here, so that we can make sure we get that check valve in the right spot. Okay, got that new gasket installed, and you can see I've got this indexing mark relative to the valve, the same as the old one. That should get us in the housing in the correct orientation. Okay, now we're gonna clean this surface to make sure that we get a good seal with the new gasket. You can do that with a little piece of sandpaper, or I'm probably going to hit it with a wire wheel. Okay, so if you look right here in this plastic housing, you'll see this notch, and that notch is what indexes with the seal to make sure that we get that check ball valve in the correct spot. Now, if you can't get a gasket that has this little indexing notch, then this check ball, this valve, needs to line up with this cutout section in this plastic housing. So make sure that valve lines up with that. Now the correct way to orient the thermostat is so that the spring section points outward on this plastic housing. So make sure you get it in there this direction, or it will not function. Slides right in like that. We'll go ahead and put our 2 bolts back in. torque them to spec and we should be done putting the thermostat in, but not quite done with the full job. I'll show you what needs to be done after that. So the last step is to refill the system with antifreeze, but in order to do that, you need to come over here and open up the bleeder screw. Oh! So we're going to fill the system with antifreeze now until antifreeze actually spills out of this breather hole. And that should get all of the air out of the system so that we don't have a vapor lock problem. If you get bubbles in this coolant system, it will vapor lock and the coolant will not flow and it won't cool your engine and your engine will overheat. So we just got to make sure we get the air out of the system.
Okay, here we go.
Last thing that you want to check is make sure that your overflow bottle is full and you're ready for a test drive. Well, there you go, guys. It's as easy as that. This is not a very difficult repair. It is kind of up in an awkward spot, but you just need simple hand tools to do it. And it's a really inexpensive part. I think it was 23 bucks down at the parts store here locally. So you should be able to get it for somewhere in that neighborhood. All right, if you found this video helpful, please consider going to our Patreon account. You can always like, share, and subscribe. That also helps us as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.